Hello, what's up my beautiful friends, welcome back into another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about payment bypasses and how you can actually bypass all these paywalls and all these subscriptions that you can actually find in these back bounty programs that you're trying to hack on. So in this video I'm going to be exposing all the secrets and all the techniques that I personally use to do payment bypasses and actually try to escalate them to get all these cool bugs. So if you're interested, please click the like button and subscribe button. I'll just get started. So we're going to start by solving this lab. You can see right here on the terminal I am having this lab. It's free to use. You can go to my GitHub and install it. Don't worry, you don't have to pay anything. You just go to my GitHub, install the repo on your laptop, computer, whatever you have, and basically we'll have this link right here. You need to have Nginx. If you don't know Nginx, it's like an application or a software. You install it into your computer, so you expose the local host into the public. So this URL right here, you can actually send it to anyone, to any person. Like you can access it from any computer around the world, so it's public. But when you try to only access it without Nginx, it will be on localhost. But I would totally recommend installing Nginx before trying to use my labs. Okay, so we'll just copy this lab URL right here and we're gonna open it on Firefox. Okay, so what we have right here is going to be 3 labs. Okay, so we have the first lab, which is a course marketplace and a learning dashboard and a premium membership. So these labs right here, I made them personally based on my previous reports. Okay, so my previous reports that I submitted on bug bounty programs, I tried to get the most bugs I found on payment bypasses and I tried to make labs based on them. Okay, so we have the course marketplace. We go to browse courses. So we have this one. You can see right here we have lab 01. So you can see we have multiple courses with different prices. Okay, so the first price, which is saying advanced web security and bug bounty mystery and penetration testing. Okay, so as a hacker, the first thing you think when you try to bypass these paywalls, for example, you can see when we click here, you can see right here the course price is $99. Payment required, so you need to be paying $99 in order to access this course. So what we can actually try, how we can actually bypass this thing right here in order to get the course for free. So the first thing a normal hacker will think of is trying to manipulate the price. So it's gonna start by a simple lab. Okay, so we're gonna try to refresh again and try to intercept the request and see how actually the application handles the request or handles the response from the server. So let's try do check price. So we can see right here we're having this request right here. You can see you have the Nginx URL and we have the API course 101 price. So we're gonna send it to a repeater and we're going to try to see what's the response or what kind of response we're getting from the server. So we try to send, okay, and you can see right here we're having these, okay, we're having these values right here. You can see the course ID, which is a course 101, and you can see course name advanced web security, and we have a price which is $99, which is the same price as shown on the application. You can see right here $99. So a normal hacker will think to just modify the price to something for free. This is what you'd be thinking of. So we want to modify the price for $0, which is free, so we can access the course for free. So we'll just try this. So we're having 99. So how we can actually manipulate the price, we're just gonna do intercept response, intercept response to this request. We're gonna click forward, and you can see right here we have the response. And I click again and we're gonna see this response right here. So we're gonna try to modify the 99. You can see right here we modify the 99 into $0. So we're gonna try do $0 and click forward, and let's just see the application how it handles. You can see the course is free, add to cart. So what's happened right here? So the application right here, it doesn't check the backend. What it does actually, it tries to check the response that got from the server. So the check here, it's on the client side. It's not on the server side. So when it's on client side, it's very easy for the attacker to manipulate the request. As you can see right here, we try to intercept the request and modify the price from 99 to 0. So we got the course for free. You can see right here, complete purchase. You can see there is a file is being downloaded, which is the course content. So you can see right here, we have advanced web security, we have the private YouTube URL, which is my YouTube videos, or you can find them on my YouTube channel that you're watching now. So that's the lab number 1. So before we go ahead and finish this video, I want to talk about this website, which is L'Oreal.shop. when you can learn about ethical hacking and bug bounty in a very practical way. As you can see right here, you can see bug bounty course plus 24/7 chat support. When you can learn about bug bounty and ethical hacking just by watching videos plus solving some labs that I personally built for you in order to practice the skills that you're going to learn from these videos, which is going to be 45 videos, details video about XSS, broken access control, how you can find an IDOR, or how you can do firewall bypasses, account takeovers, etc., and more vulnerabilities. Plus you will have some labs in order to practice these skills, and you will have a 24/7 chat support. If you have any questions or you have any misunderstandings, you can type them on the chat and I will personally come and answer your confusion. Or you can get the one-on-one private coaching program when I will personally come and coach you into your bug bounty, or maybe you're trying to get into pen testing. I will teach you every details in a practical way when you go into live hacking together and teach you in a very practical way. As you can see right here on the course, we're having details, the recordings from explaining networking, proxy tools into advanced explanation from CSRF, broken access control, SSRF, open redirects, and account takeovers, SQL injections, etc. So if you want to enroll into this program, you can go to luru.shop and pick the best program for you and see you there. So what we try to do is we try to intercept the request, we try to manipulate the price, and we try to add like from $99 to $0, and we access the lab. So this is the first lab, okay? So what we can actually do on a real world application. On a real world application, when you're having an application just like that one, we're gonna try to refresh, okay? And you can see the price. So sometimes the price is not gonna be in one request, and you're gonna have like big requests or big amounts of requests are being sent to the server. So what you can actually try to do is you try to use burp match and replace. What you go match and replace. For example, right here you can see match and replace. Easy. We're gonna remove all the previous default configuration. We're gonna remove, and we're gonna add our configuration. For example, right here we can see the type. We got request header. We don't want to modify the request header. What we want to modify is response body. So we're gonna try to do response body, and we're gonna try to modify 99 to 0. So what we're doing right here, we're trying to modify every request that is being sent to the server, or every response that we get that have $99, we're gonna modify it to $0. So all the requests will automatically be changed or being replaced with $0, so the course will be for free. So if you click OK, we can see right here, we're gonna check one more time, response body, we're matching 99 with 0. So what we'll do is we're gonna try to refresh the page. Perfect. I'm gonna try to do refresh. Okay, let me try this. It's not working. What I'm about to do is try to do it like this. We're gonna replace the price. We're gonna click right here, modify $99. We're gonna do it. We're gonna add 0 right here, and perfect. Okay, I'm gonna select it, refresh again. And as you can see right here, the price is 0. So why the price here is 0? So what we did is basically we modified the response of every request. Every response is being made to the server, and we're getting this response from the server. The burp automatically trying to replace every 99 string with a $0. So now the application, when it's getting the 99, it will be 0, not 99. So it will think, oh, this course is for $0, so it's free. We're gonna give this person access to this course. So this is how you can actually bypass the payment. So this is one of the bypasses that you can actually get. So if you click right here, check price, you can see complete purchase. We downloaded the file content, and basically you can access it. So this is one of the bypasses. Let's just move on to the next bypass. We're gonna remove all the previous configuration. I just go to learning dashboard. So this is the second lab. That's most of the cases it's going to be this one right here. So when I try to test for these payment bypasses vulnerabilities, this is what I look for. This is what I mostly find. Okay, so we're having a course, or So when I say a course, I don't mean just a course. I want you to focus with me and use your mind. So I don't mean just a course. I mean like a service. Maybe you're accessing some software or an application, maybe some functionalities that is paid. Not just a course or maybe some documentation. No, this thing you can apply it in every criteria or every function of the application. For example, you have a paid function, you have like paid course, you have a paid software. You can use these techniques on real world application because I made these labs from my previous report, so you can actually go use it in real bug bounty program. So you can see right here your courses, advanced web security. We click view course detail and you can see right here we have a hint which is saying the course files are exposed on the API response but not shown here. Find them in network tab or burp suite. So what I mean by this hint right here, so sometimes when you're having this paywall, when you're having this paywall, having this payment, it's required to do a payment or to pay into accessing this software. Sometimes they leak the content or they leak the path of the thing they're trying to access. For example, they leak the link of the software you're trying to download. It's a premium software. They leak the link on the JavaScript or in the response or something like this. So if you try to access the JavaScript code or you try to analyze the JavaScript code, you will find these premium features. You can actually try to get these premium features for free if you just read the JavaScript. You can find them on the response, on the API response, and you can find them on the JavaScript. Like one time I found real IDOR just by checking the response. I sent an invitation to somebody just using like invite user using his email, and I found on the response the invitation link of this victim. For some of you right now, they are saying what you're gonna do with the invitation link. So I tried to open this link into my browser and I tried to check the response, and I found real identifiers of this user. I found a real name, I found like a phone number, I found the date of birth of this user just by intercepting the response or intercepting the invitation link. So you need to check the response and you need to understand it in order to get these cool bugs. So this is one of the tricks I personally use. So what we're gonna try to do right here, we're gonna try to open burp and click view course details, and you can see it's sending a request to the server. I'm gonna do send repeater right here. I'm gonna click send. As you can see right here, there is a course content. You can see the price, which is $99, and you can see right here access path. Access path right here, what it means, which means this path right here is the one who's gonna give us access to the course content. So if we try to copy this thing right here, okay, we're gonna try to copy it and try to replace it on the normal request. For example, we'll go back right here. We're gonna try to replace it here and we're gonna click OK. You can see that the file is being downloaded because we have burp is on. Okay, you can see the file is being downloaded and we can access it for free. You can see the same content, etc. So this is what you need to be looking for. Sometimes you can find the path of the application or the function. You can find it on the API response, or you can find it on the JavaScript file. So this is how you can actually find these cool bugs or these bypasses. So the first lab, I tried to modify the price, and this one, I tried to find the request that's giving us the access of this like premium link or premium download link of the software or the course we're trying to access. So this is what you need to be looking for. Let's just move on to the third lab. So the third lab, basically, we're having multiple courses or we're having multiple services that are paid. So we need to pay these services in order to unlock them. As you can see right here, it's saying locked, locked, locked. So what we can actually do, we try to pay in order to access. So as you can see right here, we're having this user account status. You can see it's a free type. So what is a free type? So you are not allowed to access these courses unless you pay. So let's just try to see the profile status. For example, if we click right here, checking, you can see we're having this request. If we send it, you can see the this user ID, which is user 1, and we have right here the user type, which is free, and the email is this email address. So the user type here is free. So what you can actually try to do is you try to look for some alternative of free. For example, you can find paid or premium or standard or business type. So if you go to the, like for example, some applications have this table of a big of plans. For example, if you go like plans, there is it's differ from an application to another. If you go to plans, for example, you can find some tables saying like for free, they're saying like we have a standard plan, we have the business plan. So we try to actually, basically what you can actually do is replace the free with these keywords. For example, we replace them with a standard, we try to replace them with a like business, or try to replace them with all these keywords. And one of the tricks I try to do is I try to analyze a JavaScript. For example, I have this free. What I do is I try to look on the JavaScript. For example, I have this JavaScript code right here, or JavaScript file. We're gonna click it basically, and I'm gonna try to look for free. For example, I do Control F and look for something called free. For example, right here, we can see this is not the case because you cannot find it here on, I don't know if you can find it for free. Okay, so you can find, for example, a free on the JavaScript, and you can find like an array. For example, let me show you an example. You can find it like this. For example, we're having an array that is saying like free, and we're having premium or something like this, or we're having standard, something like this on the JavaScript. So you can see the options that you can actually replace this free with on the response. So what we can do right here is basically we want to look for alternatives for free. You can actually go and try to use the paid version and try to see the response and try to manipulate them. For example, you pay the service with your own money, or maybe they have like a trial. You get the response and you try to replace it here and see if you can actually access this thing or this service or this course or this software by just replacing the response. For example, we have a free right here, but just try to replace it with business, or for example, like paid. Okay, I'll just try go back our lab. I'm gonna click right here, and we're gonna close all of these things, and we're gonna click check access status. I'm gonna do an intercept response request. I'm gonna click OK. So you can see right here we're having free. So we want to try like the opposite of free, which is paid. Okay, so we're gonna try to click forward. When we click forward, you can see right here we have a premium status. So now we bypass this like status thing. So we trying to go from free to a premium, and as you can see right here, we unlock the course. It's saying download course, it's saying download course and download course. So this is all the tricks that I personally use in order to find these bugs. So if you find these bugs, it's very cool, but what is cooler is try to like escalate these bugs. For example, once I found like a trick or found a bypass on a bank application when I was able to bypass like $2,000 payment to access some feature. So when I accessed this feature, I did not just report to the application I found a payment bypass. What I tried to do is I tried to find more vulnerabilities on this paid feature, and when I found these paid vulnerabilities, because most of the hackers and most of the attackers, they won't bypass these payment walls. They will see, oh, we have a payment wall, I'm not gonna pay $2,000 to just test this functionality. But I found a bypass and I accessed these features, so now I have access to more endpoints and there is less competition between the other attackers, so I have more chance to find more vulnerabilities. So when you try or bypass these things or bypass these paywalls, try to go behind it and actually try to test for more vulnerabilities. I found multiple broken access controls on multiple iDoors, and also found an XSS using this technique right here. So this is what you can actually do. So if you find it is really cool, you can report it, but you won't get a very like critical vulnerability or critical bug or critical bounty for it. So what I want you to do is always try to think critically and try to escalate this bug for more advanced, or try to look for more critical functionalities that no one have access to. So this is my advice to you. So these are the tricks I personally use in order to do payment bypasses, and there is multiple ways how you can do payment bypasses. I cannot show you everything in this video because you need to learn the skills of researching. Because if you're a hacker, or if you are a pen tester, or if you're a bug bounty hunter, you need to know how to do your research, or you need to know how to like look on Google. Like Google have everything. There is some articles, there is some some findings of people that found these bugs before, and they posted their findings on Twitter or maybe on Medium or these blogs articles. You can find them. So you need to have the skills of researching and not just like, for example, the tricks I showed you right now, don't just do copy paste. You can do copy paste and find very cool bugs, but what I recommend is use your mindset, because a hacker without a mindset, without like creativity, you are nobody. So you need to actually try to use your mind and be creative in order to find these cool bugs. Well, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any question or if you have any misunderstanding, you can actually type them on the comment section and I will reply to your questions. I also mentioned, or I also included the link of the one-on-one coaching or my course that I explained everything and other vulnerabilities that you might don't find in this channel, like XSS, SQL injection, broken access control, and how to do 403 bypasses or how to bypass these firewalls. I mentioned everything in details, 45 lessons. You can find the link on the description. And also, if you're interested in a one-on-one coaching, you can just apply on the link on the description. And thank you so much for watching the video. See you next one.